Now, to join these two sessions together, or the next our next guest together, if you could think about an aviation analogy, you know, Craig's just shown us a really fantastic BI tool. Let's call him the helicopter. They both fly and they both get into the air and they do wonderful things, as does let's say an airplane, and they get into the air and they do wonderful things too. So we don't want to confuse you, but we're now going to look at another reporting product. You heard of it before. Steve mentioned it in the ANZ Farmer customer story, Velixo. And if you like, Velixo approaches and does a slightly different job and approaches it differently and uses the tool that we've all got on our desktops, and Chris will tell us more about in a second. But generally, the idea here with Velixo is that, like the American Express card, don't leave home without it. Don't put MYOB Advanced in without it. So that's some of the consultants say, where MYOB Advanced goes, Velixo should go with it. And without further ado, Chris, you can probably explain that better than me. Welcome.
Thank you, Grant. Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for having me. All right, so I'm going to take you through Velixo very briefly, very quickly, just to position it. In every organization, people spend hours and hours in Excel. This tool is there to keep you in Excel. It's fully integrated with Advanced, and it's to automate your life. And the key is you can do it. So moving on to my first slide, you need to know about the difference between a manual Excel, where you dump information into a spreadsheet and then work with it, to integrated products where it's completely integrated. The information comes in, you can change it, and I'll demo that to you. Interesting thing about Velixo, it's completely integrated with MYOB Advanced. So the security from MYOB Advanced comes through into your reporting, which is just so powerful. And it's also integrated to the extent where you can drill right back from your report straight through into your base data. So, you know, your analysis that you can do goes right down to a source document if you want to know what's behind a number. In addition to that, you've also got the ability to write information back. So it really is integrated. From a point of view of using it, it's an Excel skill set, 2 hours, most people are up and running, and it all depends on your Excel skills. You can create huge efficiencies. If you think of the time that's wasted with manual Excel reporting, this can certainly save you time and money, and you can do it, okay? You can automate your reporting. You've got the ability to distribute and do all sorts of things. Out the box, it comes with functions for general ledger and project functions that allow you to do any of those reports very quickly and very easily. In addition, it's got other tools that make life easier, like the generic inquiry function, which I'll show you at the end. And in addition to that, also, it's got little tools in it that just make life easy when you're building your reports and working with them. In product, nobody should be doing things manually in Excel. You should be able to push the button and get exactly what you want. The final comment on all of that is that there is no data that you can't get at in MYOB Advanced. And in addition to that, once you can get hold of that data, you can do whatever is mathematically possible with that. No limit. And I honestly say we've actually never been stumped. Okay. So complex stuff we'll help you with. Standard financial stuff, you don't need anybody's help with that. Okay. So as part of learning, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through 4 things, and I'm not going to come back to this slide, but just if you can sort of remember them. The risks of manual reporting, always a nightmare. The size of the risk can sometimes be quantified in just time saving, but also in errors and things. So integrating your reporting where it can only show you what's in the database, that is the way to do it. It's got a whole lot of inbuilt tools, and they work directly with your MYOB Advanced. To that, I'll show you distribution, and I'm going to just touch on the write back. I'm going to build you a quick trial balance. Take me a minute or two. Great way to learning to see how simple and easy it actually is to use. It's an Excel skill set. I don't know anybody in the world of business who doesn't have some sort of Excel skill set. And then the last thing I'll do is I'll show you the serious power behind Excel using a thing called a dynamic array, which is basically producing information. One formula gives you a whole table of information, which is what you look for when you dump information. So it gets automated, and from there you can do anything with it. I'll just show you how the data comes in. That's all we have time for today. Righto, so going over to my report. in none of our reporting that we show you do I spend hours and hours making things look fancy. It's Excel. You can make it look as fancy as you want to. The key is I want to show you data. Okay, so here is just a standard P&L across 12 months using a set of data for demo data. And the important thing is it's linked directly to your data. So two things I'll show you on two different reports. This one, I'm going to show you how the drill down works. So that's the first instance. And you can drill right through to a set of base data without any problem. And then the second thing that you can do is you can drill into wherever you want to. Now, I'm not logged into advanced. I was finding that it was just causing problems with my Zoom. So I will take you partway down. Right, where is Velixo? There it is. It's in my MYOB advanced menu right across here. You can have multiple connections, multiple tenants, everything is available to you. If you've got multiple URLs, you can bring them all into one report. You can do your consolidations, do whatever you want to. Okay. But let's have a look at this number. Okay, that's a account turnover function. Very simple, very easy to do. I'll show you a thing called IntelliSense a bit later, which actually tells you exactly what you're doing and gives you examples of what will fit. Okay, but I want to see what's below that number. So 418, there's my drill down. The first level of drill down takes me to the account classes. So you can make dynamic reporting. You add a new account into this account class, it automatically comes into your reporting. The biggest bugbear of manual Excel reporting, people adding new accounts. Okay, so once you've got there, you can then use your view transactions to drill through. Now, I'm not going to log in, but you can log directly through and go straight to your source document in MYOB Advanced. Okay, and everybody on this webinar knows how to do that. Okay, let's go across down the line and deal with analysis P&L. Very simple P&L. Current month, year to date, you can change your month, you can change your period, you can change whatever you want. This is consolidated, so it's all branches. So it doesn't matter whether it's branches or sub-accounts or dimensions within sub-accounts or one sub-account digit that you can do report to any level you want to. Okay, here's my consolidated P&L. Okay, let's just go and look at Melbourne. There's my Melbourne branch. Okay, the data is all sitting behind it. It refreshes every time you open up. Okay, all right, so very simple. Current month, and then I've hidden the year to date because it wasn't showing me great info, but there we've got decent info there now. There's the year to date. And it doesn't matter what you do. The up and down arrows and things, very simple conditional formatting in Excel. All these things are really standard. There's nothing complex here. Okay. All right, so that deals with the first item. Okay, showing you that it's completely integrated. And I'll show you later how simple it is to build it. But let's take the next step and say, all right, when we get to the inbuilt tools, we've got two things. So if you look in the top menu here, we've got a distribution. So the distribution is quite unique. Okay, where if you have a workbook with 50 worksheets in it, you can use that distribution tool to break it up, hit the button, and bang, they just go to everybody. So it's a tool to distribute information. When you do distribute them, okay, here's a distribution list. I haven't filled it in, but what I have filled in is what you're sending. So you can send, if somebody's got a Velixo license and you want to send them a report that they can drill into and actually use, then you send it as Excel. Or you can go one down from there and remove the Velixo formulas, remove all the formulas, or you could PDF it. I mean, some people PDF Excel things. I have no idea why you would overwrite that power when you can give them the power onto their desktop in a report. If somebody is not drilling down, they do not need a Velixo license at all. So all they need is their Excel. So you're distributing this very easily and very efficiently. Okay. So that's the distribution side. Okay. Sorry, one other thing there, if you're distributing, say, to 20 branch managers, the same template, but just with their information, it's got the ability to do that where you can distribute against a list, against a template, hit the button, and everybody just gets their information. And remembering that they also have the ability to only see what their login will allow them to see. So when they open it up, they need to put their credentials in. Okay. The next thing is the write back. Now, this is phenomenally powerful. And I don't think anybody from any of the companies on would actually know this yet, but there's another write back feature coming very soon, which is the GI write back, which allows you to write back any data to anywhere, which is just phenomenal. I saw it 2 days ago. Yeah, but basically what you can do, you can write back your journals. I've seen this as a report where journals just get written back to everywhere. And it just saves hours and hours and hours, and you write them straight back into advanced. Budget write back, here's a quick budget sheet. You use this to build your budget, so you can build it by branch, by sub-account, whatever. Send it out to people, they can send it back, and or they can just write it straight back into advanced, okay, which is pretty powerful. And it's a tool, okay? I'm not going to go into it now, but from a tool point of view, you can build things well with it, okay? And then particularly if you are using projects, the key thing with projects is project write back, okay? The forecasting is critical, and that can be dates, it can be all sorts of things. So you can write back anything with that project forecast, okay? All right. Let's go and look at a trial balance. How do you actually build reports? Let's do it very quickly. You want your chart of account. We'll insert the chart of accounts there. And I will just drop it in there. So there's your chart of accounts. You then want to name. Now you're using the functions equals account name. There it is. And this is called IntelliSense. The connection is MYOB. And comma, and that's the account number I want. Enter, close the brackets and enter. There we go. There's my account name. Now I want account ending balance, so equals account beginning balance works fine. Okay, demo is my connection. And then my ledger is my actual ledger. There it is there, just absolute that. Then I'm going through, I'm not using an account class, but I am using an account number. There it is there. And move through that. I'm not using a sub account or branch. The period I'm using is that one there. And do I want to include the posted or the unposted or both? I just want posted. Okay, hit enter. There's my number. Now I can take those, drop them down. Right, there's a trial balance. Simple and easy. You know, it's not a radical set of data, but once you've got it, you've got it. So hide your 0 rows. There we go. Right. That's the ease with it. There's tools in there to make life easy for you, and it's Excel skills. And I don't think that would have scared anybody. Right. So let's go to the generic inquiry functions. I've got 3 minutes left. And here's a dashboard. Very simple. It's just a set of data. Is it pretty? No, it's not. Hasn't got all your fancy whiz-bang things, but it's workable data. It's what we call operational BI. It's information you need to make decisions on the job. It's not a fancy tool, okay? And that's just standard Excel skills. And the thing sitting behind that is, where does that all come from? If I go to the right, here's a set of data, okay? That is a dynamic array. One formula is pulling out a view, or whatever you want to call it, from MYOB Advanced, called a generic inquiry, and presenting the data to you. And then from there, you're using it. Now that will refresh every time you open up against the parameters that you set against it, and you weigh and racing. So how do you do that? Let's go and just play with one here. I've added a filter to it, and this is where it differs hugely from other things. It filters on extract as opposed to a raw data, OData link, filters when you get it to Excel. So it's much, much slower, okay? So how do we do this? Let's go and put it in here, and we go equals GI. It's a function, all right? And there it is there, all right? And the connection is demo, just demo, and move across. The name of the function, I know it's called accounts receivable, invoices and memos. Okay, obviously I need to go back there. All right, and now you can select a filter. There's the filter I want. So in that filter, what I've said is I want those 3 customers in A2, 3, and 4. Okay, and I've just used the customer reference because that's easiest. Then the select says, okay, what columns do you want and in what order from that inquiry? I just want the whole lot. And so I'll just go past it, include the header. I do want to know what the data is. Hit enter. Helps if you put the RB in there. So that set of data looks exactly the same as this set of data, and it produces it. And from there, you're away in racing. Okay. Always in a demo, things never listen to you. But yeah, so that's it. That's 15 minutes. Please feel free to ask questions at the end. And also there's a free trial available. Anybody wants it, ask your business partners, or just get hold of us at Alchemex. That's not a problem. We always work through your business partners. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Grant.